Welcome to YouTube channel. This is Dr. E. Komraya, Assistant Professor of Mathematics, Sri Rajarajeshwara Government Arts and Science College, Karimnagar, Telangana. Today I am going to discuss about singular value decomposition of a matrix. First of all, we can discuss about what are the singular values of a matrix. We will see first. Now let A be a m by n matrix. A is m by n matrix. Then A transpose A is always symmetric matrix. That's why it can be orthogonally diagonalized. Every symmetric matrix can be diagonalized orthogonally, means its eigenvectors are orthogonal to each other. That's why A transpose A is symmetric and it can be orthogonally diagonalized. Let us suppose v1, v2, vn be orthonormal basis for Rn consisting of eigenvectors of A transpose A. That means v1, v2, vn are orthonormal eigenvectors of A transpose A. Orthonormal eigenvectors means they form a basis for orthonormal basis for R over n, corresponding to the eigenvalues lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda n. That means if A transpose A is a m by n matrix, A transpose A is a n by n matrix whose eigenvalues are lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda n, then the corresponding eigenvectors v1, v2, vn are eigenvectors orthogonal to each other, and we are normalizing it. We are taking v1, v2, vn after normalizing. That means v1, v2, vn are orthonormal vectors. They form a basis for R over n also. Okay, now first we have to find A transpose A and find eigenvalues and find eigenvectors, and then we normalizing the eigenvectors. That's why v1, v2, vn are orthonormal, form a orthonormal basis for R over n. Now here each for I1 less than or equals to I less than or equals to n, norm of AVI means the length of AVI vector. Norm alpha means length of alpha. Norm VI means VI is the orthonormal vector, eigenvector of A. Norm AVI means length of the vector AVI. Length of the vector AVI, it's a square. According to the inner product definition, norm AVI whole square equals to AVI transpose into AVI. This one. Norm of AVI square equals to AVI transpose into AVI. That means we have norm U is equals to norm U square equals to inner product of U comma U. Inner product of U comma U, or U transpose U, like that. That's why this is norm AVI square is AVI whole transpose into AVI according to the inner product definition. Now AVI whole transpose is VI transpose A transpose A into VI. This is VI transpose into A transpose A into VI. Now here we can observe that this is a VI transpose into A transpose A into VI. What is VI? VI is the eigenvector of A transpose A corresponding to the eigenvalue lambda I. That's why A transpose A into VI becomes lambda I VI. Lambda is a scalar that comes outside. Now VI transpose into VI. What is VI transpose VI? Each VI is a orthonormal eigenvector. They are orthonormal. That's why VI transpose VI will become 1. That's why this is equal simply lambda I. This is very, very important observation. If v1, v2, vn are orthonormal eigenvectors of A, then length of AVI is nothing but square length of AVI, square of length of AVI is nothing but lambda I. That means norm AVI is square root of lambda I. and we can also observe that this is length. We are assuming that this is length. That's why lambda I should be greater than or equal to 0. The eigenvalues are not less than 0. That is also very, very careful observation. If A is m by n matrix, A transpose A is orthosymmetric matrix, then its eigenvalues are always non-zeros. Sorry, not less than zeros. That's why, and that length of the vector AVI is square root of A lambda I. Here VI is the eigenvector of A transpose, not A. This square root of lambda i's are known as singular values of the matrix A. That is, now we can define singular values. So all the eigenvalues are non-negative. They may be 0, but not less than 0. The eigenvalues, and one more observation is, we arrange all these eigenvalues in decreasing order. That is, lambda 1 greater than 0, lambda 2 greater than or equal to lambda 2 greater than or equal to 0. In the decreasing order, we arrange them in the decreasing order. And now define the singular values. Now we define the singular values of A, which are denoted by sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma n. These are the singular values, and arranged in decreasing order, defined, and we can arrange them as in decreasing order, correspondingly lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda n, in the respective order of lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda n. Now we define the singular values. Lambda I is equals to square root of sigma I is equals to square root of lambda I. That is nothing but length of AV1. Length of AV1 is root lambda 1. Length of AV2 is length of AV1 is root lambda 1. Length of AV2 is root lambda. Length means norm AV1, norm AV2, norm AVN is like that. This is also equals to sigma 1 is nothing but norm of AV1. Sigma 1 is also nothing but norm of AV1. Similarly, sigma 2 is this is equals to square root of lambda 1, like that. Both are same. Sigma 1 is the singular value. It is equals to length of the vector AV1, that is equals to square root of lambda 1. We are taking lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda n in decreasing order. In the respective order, we can define like sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma n. This is very, very careful observation. Sigma I is equals to square root of lambda I is the singular value. It is also nothing but the lengths of the vectors AV1, AV2, AVN. These are the singular values. Or simply we can say that singular values of A are nothing but square root of eigenvalues of A transpose A. Square root of eigenvalues of A transpose A. That are the singular values. Now we can go for one important theorem. Suppose V1, V2, Vn is an orthonormal basis of R over N. Already we discussed earlier. V1, V2, Vn is an orthonormal basis of R over N. That are the eigenvectors of A transpose A. Which are the eigenvectors of A transpose A, and arrange the eigenvalues are arranged in lambda 1 greater than or equals to lambda 2 greater than or equals to lambda n. And suppose A has R non-zero singular values. That means R is less than n. Some eigenvalues may be 0. Among n eigenvalues, how many eigenvalues is there? 1 to 2 up to so on n, in which some are non-zero eigenvalues. Some lambda 1, lambda 2, suppose n is 10. Lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 10 we are getting. In 10 eigenvalues, 6 eigenvalues are non-zero. That's why small r equals to 6. Non-zero singular values are 6 singular values. Like that. Suppose that A has R non-zero singular values, then AV1, AV2 up to so on, this is AVR. AV1, AV2, AVR is orthonormal basis of column A. AV1, AV2, AVR becomes basis. Which basis? Orthonormal basis. Orthonormal basis is, it is a basis. AV1, AV2, AVR is an orthonormal basis of column A, column space of A, and its rank is R. That means it is a basis. Basis contains R vectors. That's why its rank is R. Like that. That means if V1, V2, Vn are orthonormal bases of A R over N, that are the eigenvectors of orthonormal eigenvectors of A transpose A, in which we are arranging lambda 1, lambda 2 in the decreasing order, in which R singular values are not zeros. Then first are vectors AV1, AV2, AVN, AVR are form an orthonormal basis for column A, and rank of A equals to R. This is very, very important observation. Now we can define singular value decomposition of a matrix. What is the singular value decomposition? We can define. The decomposition of A involves a m by n diagonal matrix that is denoted by sigma. This is powerful notation. It is denoted by sigma. The singular value decomposition involves a diagonal matrix sigma of the form sigma equals to D 0 0 0, where D is the R by R diagonal matrix. In the earlier case, we can take R non-zero eigenvalues, singular values. The diagonal entries of DR, D is a diagonal matrix whose diagonal entries are that singular values, non-zero singular values. That means if it has R non-zero singular values, then this is equal to D is equals to diagonal of lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda r singular values, and the remaining all are zeros. That's why these are zeros and these are zeros. Remaining, if it is of R, how many columns is there? N columns. That's why in the remaining columns, 0 columns are n minus r remaining g columns. And how many rows is there? Rows are m minus r rows is there. 0 rows. Remaining m minus r are 0 rows. Remaining n minus r are 0 columns. So this is the diagonal matrix sigma, which involves in the decomposition of the matrix A, where the D is a diagonal matrix whose diagonal entries are non-zero singular values, and R does not exceed the minimum of m comma n. R is minimum of m. R means it is a rank. Rank is always less than or equals to m comma n. That's why R is not exceeding the smaller of m comma n. Now we can define the singular value decomposition. Now let us take a AB and m by n matrix with rank R. Rank of A is R. Then there exists an m by n matrix sigma. In the earlier case we discussed order of sigma and order of A is same. Sigma, which is diagonal, which diagonal entries are entries in D are first R singular values whose diagonal entries are, and for which the diagonal entries in D are first R singular values, first R singular which are non-zero singular values of A, that is sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma n greater than or equal to 0, and there exists m by n orthogonal matrix U, m by n orthogonal matrix U, m by m, A is m by n matrix, m by n orthogonal matrix U, and n by n orthogonal matrix V, such that A is equals to sigma U into sigma V transpose. Here A, order of A is m by n, you remember, order of A is m by n. Left factor, prefactor is U, U is of order m by m, and right side factor is, post factor is V, its order is n by n, and middle one is sigma diagonal matrix, its order is equal to order of A, that is m by n. That's m by m, sorry, this is m by m, m by m, m by n, and n by n. After multiplying these are, this will implies m by n, first one and last one, m by n, again order equals to A. That means A is a spare matrix of order m by n. Then there exists m by n matrix sigma, for which the diagonal entries in D are D are the first R singular values. Already we defined sigma in the above. First R singular values of A, sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma n, and then there exists m by n orthogonal matrix U and n by n orthogonal matrix V such that A is equals to U sigma V transpose. This is the singular value decomposition. Now how we can find what are the steps involved in this to find what are the steps involved to construct the singular value decomposition. First step 1, whatever A is given to you, m by n matrix, first we compute A transpose A, which is n by n matrix, n by n matrix. A is m by n, then A transpose A is m by n matrix. And next, compute the eigenvalues and orthonormal eigenvectors. Since A transpose A is a symmetric matrix, whose eigenvectors are orthogonal to each other, that's why we can compute eigenvalues as well as eigenvectors. What eigenvectors? Orthonormal eigenvectors v1, v2, vn. That means all eigenvectors are unit vectors and they are perpendicular to each other, pairwise perpendicular. Second step, we compute all orthonormal eigenvectors of A transpose A. The third step, we can compute the singular values. Sigma I is equals to root lambda I, and construct sigma, it is equals to D00. The entries of D are first non-zero singular values. If any zeros exist, we can put all are 0, 0, 0. And V is equals to V1, V2, Vn. Each column V1 is orthonormal vector. That's why V1 is an orthogonal matrix. It is clear. Now, after finding the orthonormal vectors, two things are over. One is singular values is over, sigma is over, V is over. Now, the problem is we have to construct U. That is very, very important. Construction of U is an important one. Now, we can construct U. We construct U is equals to, U is an order of n by n. Sorry, it is m by m, not n by n. It is m by m. This is not n. This is m. This is m, not m. This is m. U1, U2, um, where ui equals to 1 by norm AVI, that is length of AVI into AVI. That means we are normalizing the vector AVY. Already I told that these AVIs are form an orthogonal basis for column space of A. That way we are normalizing that vectors. AVIs, AV1, AV2, AV3, AVn. We are normalizing such vectors. That is ui is equals to 1 by norm AVI into AVI. That equals 1 by A. Norm AVI is nothing but sigma I. 1 by sigma AI AVI. For sigma I is not equal to 0. If sigma I is equal to 0, we does not consider it. Only for non-zeros we can construct U1, U2, Un. If any zeros exist, we can see in the problem. In this way we construct U1, U2, Un. Now we can consider a problem. For example, A is equals to 4, 11, 14, 8, 7 and minus 2. Then A transpose A is given by 80, 100, 40, 100, 170, 140, 40, 140, 200. This is A transpose A. And the eigenvalues of this matrix is given by 360, lambda 1 equals 360, lambda 2 equals 90, lambda 3 equal to 0. Now, The eigenvector corresponding to lambda 1 equals 360 is 1 by 3 into 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2. Orthonormal eigenvector. Actual eigenvector is 1, 2, 2. After normalizing it, what is the norm of 1, 2, 2 square root of 9? It is 3. That's why we are dividing it by its norm. That's why orthonormal eigenvector is 1 by 3 into 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 into 1 by 1 by 2 1 by 2 sorry 1 by 3 into 1 2 2, and v2 equals to its eigenvector for lambda 2 equal to 90 is minus 2 minus 1 2. After normalizing it, 1 by 3 into minus 2 minus 1 0. Similarly, for lambda equals to 0, the eigenvector is 1 by 3 into 2 minus 2 1, and we can also check all these are orthogonal to each other. These two are orthogonal. Minus 2 plus 4 0, minus 2 plus 2 minus 4 plus 2 plus 2 0, and these two are also orthogonal. Each and a pair, all these are pairwise orthogonal, and their norm is equals to 1. Therefore, the matrix, orthogonal matrix V is given by, here A is a 2 by 3 matrix, V is 3 by 3 matrix. This is 3 by 3 matrix. We get 3 eigenvectors. A transpose A is 3 by 3 matrix. We get 3 orthonormal vectors, that is V1 V equals to V1, V2, V3. That is a 1 by 3 common for all vectors, that is comes outside. That's why 1 2 2 minus 2 minus 1 2 2 minus 2 1. This is the orthonormal orthogonal matrix. 1 we will get. Similarly, we can find singular values. Singular value is sigma 1 is equals to root 360, that is 6 root 10, and sigma 2 is root 90, that is equals to 3 root 10, and last eigenvector is 0, that's why sigma 3 is 0. That's why we define D as a diagonal matrix whose entries are non-zero singular values. Don't consider this 0 singular value, lambda equal to 0. Only non-zero singular values. This one and this one we can take. 6 root 10 and 3 root 10. Now we define sigma is equals to, sigma is same as order of A. One more 0 column is added. One more column 0 0 is added. That's why D 0. Only column 0 means 1 0 column will be added. There is no rows will be added. There is no 0 in below the D. That's why no rows will be added. 0 rows will be added. Only 1 0 column will be added. That's why sigma is equals to 6 root 10 0 0 0 3 root 10 0. This is the matrix sigma. Now we construct V as well as sigma. Now we can go for here how many singular values, non-zero singular values? Sigma 1 and sigma 2. Sigma 3 will be 0. That's why now we construct what is the order of U? 2 by 2. A is 2 by 3, 2 by 2. 2 singular values of enough. That's why only we are getting here 2 non-zero singular values. Another singular value will become 0. You can observe simply here. Now construct U is equals to U1 and U2. What is U1? U1 equals to 1 by one by norm AV1 into AV1. The AV1 is 18, 6. Let us check. What is A here? V1 is 1 2 2. What is A here? This is A. This is A into 1 2 2. 1 2 2. Sorry, A, not this one. A into V. This is A. A into 1 2 2. What will happen? 4 plus 22 plus 28. 50 54. 54 by 3. It is 18. Let us see here. 18. First vector is 18. Next one is, this is 1 2 2. This is 1 2 2. AV2 8 plus 14 minus 4. That is 18. 18 by 3 6. Next one is 6. 18 and 6. I think 18 and 6. And it is 6 is there. Norm of 18 and 6. Norm of 18 and 6 is nothing but under square root of norm of AV1 is nothing but sigma 1. Already we known. Norm of AV1 is sigma 1. Sigma 1 is 6 root 10. Already we discussed. The square root of 326. 324 plus 36. 324, 36. It is 360. 360 square root is 6 root 10. Same thing we will get. 1 by 6 root 10 into 18 6. That is 1 by root 10 into 3 comma 1. Similarly, u2 is equals to 1 by sigma 1 is av2. Sigma 1 is 3 root 10. And it is av2. It is av2. av2 is equals to 1 by 3 root 10. 3 comma minus 9, that is 1 by root 10 into 1 comma minus 3. Therefore, the matrix U is given by 1 by root 10 is a common, comes outside 3, 1, minus 3. This is equal to, therefore, the singular value decomposition is A is equals to U sigma V transpose. U is equals to U1, U2, sigma is D0, and V is V1, V2, V3 transpose. And finally this one, if we multiply all these things, again we will get A. And now suppose one important problem here, whenever the singular value decomposition of a matrix A is given, now how we can construct all subspaces of A, all fundamental subspaces of A. Fundamental subspaces means column space of A, null space of A, null space of A transpose, column space of A transpose. Column space of A transpose means row space of A. All these things we can find by using this singular value decomposition. This is given, we can find column space of A. Now I can explain here what is column space, what is row space, what is null space, what is null space of A transpose. Everything I can explain from here. Let us see. What is rank of A here? How many non-zero singular values is there? 2 non-zeros. 6 root 10 and 3 root 10. That's why rank of A is 2. If rank of A is 2, then how many vectors, orthonormal vectors is there in U? 2 vectors. That's why n is here 2. N is here. It is a matrix of 3 by 2, 1. 2 vectors. N is 3, 3 minus rank is 2. Rank is 2. The column space of A is spanned by U1, U2. That is no doubt about it. U1 and U2. Rank is 2. First 2 vectors in U. Rank of A is 2. The first 2 vectors in U. The first 2 vectors in U, U1 and U2 are the orthonormal basis of column space. U1, U2, U3 is also there, but rank is 2. First U1, U2 are orthonormal basis. These are orthonormal basis of column space of A. What is null space of A? First 2 you can omit. This last one, V3 will become column space of A. 3 minus to 1, last one vector, n minus r vector, last one vector will become null space of A. If you have any doubt, you can check. What is V3? V3 is nothing but 2 minus 2, 1. V3 is nothing but 2 minus 2, 1. We have to check now. Ax equal to 0. V3 is, what is V3? 2 minus, you neglect 1 by 3. 2 minus 2, 1. 2 minus 2, 1, you can multiply. 2 minus 2, 1, you can multiply. 2 minus 2, 1 into this matrix. 4 into 2, 8. 11 into minus 2, minus 22. 14 into 1, plus 14. What will happen? 0. 8 plus 14, 22 minus 22, 0. Same multiply with the second vector. 8 into 2, 16. 7 into minus 14 plus minus 2, it will be 0. The last vector n is 3, n minus rank is 2, n minus 2 are 1. The last one vector will become null space of A. That you remember. This is very, very careful observation. The last vector is null space of A. For null space of A transpose, after 2 vectors there is no other vector. That's why null space of A transpose is 0. Null space of A transpose is 0. 2 minus 2, 0. 0 vector is there. No vector is there from this side. For null space of A transpose, you can take a third vector after first two vectors, third vector. From third vector onwards you can take. There is no third vector. That's why it is null space of A transpose is 0. Okay, null space of A transpose is over. This is null space of A. This is null space of A transpose. This is column space of A. Then column space of A transpose is this one. Column space of A transpose is this one. Column space of A transpose as row space is V1, V2. Like that, whenever singular value decomposition, entire this is given. There is no A is given to you. Only singular value decomposition is given. Then we can identify, we can find column space, row space, 4 fundamental subspaces we have to calculate. This is one important application of singular value decomposition method. Now let us take one more problem, that is A is equals to 1 minus 2, 2 minus 1, 2 minus 2, A transpose A becomes 9 minus 9 minus 9, 9. Here these two columns are not linearly independent. 1 minus 2, 2, 2 minus 2. They are dependent. That's why we can get A transpose A equal also singular matrix whose eigenvalues are lambda 1 equals to 8 and lambda 2 equal to 0. The eigenvectors corresponding to this one is 1 and minus 1, 1 and plus 1, 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2. Then V is equals to this one we can construct. This is okay. Similarly, singular values is sigma 1 equals to root 18, that is 3 root 2, sigma 2 is 0. That's why D is only 3 root 2. D is only 3 root 2. That sigma is equals to, it is equals to D 0, 0. That's why 3 root 2, 0, 0, 0 is the sigma. Now U1 equals to 1 by sigma AV1 into V1. Sigma 1 is 3 root 2. 3 root 2 into AV1. AV1 becomes 1 by root 2 to 1 minus 2, 4 minus 2 minus 2. That's why by cancellation it will get 1 minus 2, 2, 2. This is AU1 we will get. Same as the earlier process. AV1, A into V1, not A transpose, A into V1 we can calculate. This we are getting. Now, actually we need how many vector U1, U2, sir, we required 3 we required. U1, U2, U3. This is 3 by 2 matrix. Rank order of V is 2 by 2, order of U is 3 by 3. Actually we need to construct capital U, 3 vectors are required, U1, U2, U3. But here only one is available, only one non-singular, only one non-zero singular value is there. Another singular value is 0. Now how we can construct? What about remaining 2? That is very, very important in this case. Now, what are U1, U2, U3? U1, U2, U3 are orthogonal to each other. U1, U2, U3 are orthogonal to each other. That's why we can find U2 and U3, another two vectors which are perpendicular to U1. Let us take U is equals to XYZ, which is perpendicular to U1. What are the vectors of U1? U1 vectors are 2 minus 1, 2. Neglecting 1 by 3. Which is perpendicular to this one means X minus 2Y plus 2Z equals to 0. X minus 2Y plus 2Z equals 0. Which implies we will get which is 2 independent solutions, 2, 1, 0 minus 2, 0, 1. Now if after normalizing these two by using Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization process, we will get first one, that is U2 is a normalizing of 2, 1, 0. That means 1 by root 5, 2, 1, 0. And U2 after normalization, what is U2? U2 is given by this is V minus some by orthogonalization, Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization process, that is U2 is equals to V minus V dot U by U dot U into U. By using that formula, we will get U2 equals to 1 by root 45 minus 2, 4, 5. Now if you have any doubt, you can check these two are orthogonal or not. Minus 4 plus 4, 0. And these two are perpendicular to that one also. First one, U1 also. Like that we can construct the orthogonal vector. Whenever only here 3 U1, U2, U3, 3 vectors are required to construct U. But here only one vector we are getting, one non-zero singular value is there. For remaining 2 vectors, we can take a vector which is perpendicular to U1. From that we will get 2 orthonormal vectors. After normalizing them by using Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization process, we will get U2 and U3. This is the process to construct the U. Then by using earlier case we can define U, U1, U2, U3 and like that. Now what is the rank of A here? 1. Only one non-zero vector is there. That's why what is the column space? Column space is spanned by only one vector, V1 only. That is very important observation here. Here we can take what is U here? U is equals to U1, U2, U3. What is the rank of A? 1. That's why first one vector is the basis for column space. Only U1. Remaining two are basis for null space of A transpose. These two are basis for null A transpose. This is basis for column A. This is basis for column A. These two are basis for null space of A transpose. Similarly, what is U1? V is equals to V1 and V2. What is the basis for null A? Rank of A is 2, 1. That's why first one vector, after one vector, this will become null space of A. V2 becomes null space of A and V1 becomes span of row space. A transpose, span of row space. We can check. What are the V1, V2? 1 minus 1, 1, 1. 1, 1 is the null space of A. We have to check. This one, kada? Okay. 1, 1, kada? 1 and 1. We can take, multiply with this. 1 and minus 1, 0. Minus 2 plus 2, 0. 2 minus 2, 0. That's why 1, 1 is the null space. V1, V2 is the null space. And they are spanned by V1. Then every vector is linear combination of first one, this vector. This one. 1 and minus 1. Row space is spanned by 1 and minus 1. 1 and minus 1, 1 and minus 1, 1 and minus 1. We multiply, first one is 1 and minus 1. We multiply this by minus 2, this one. We multiply this by plus 2, this one. The row space is spanned by this one and the columns null space of A is this one. Like that, whenever singular value decomposition is given, we can find column space, row space, null space of A, null space of A transpose. So this is the about singular value decomposition of a matrix. Thank you.